Hey, what's up guys, it's Pixelated Apollo, and welcome to this 2v2 siege battle on Medieval 2 Total War. And this one's a interesting battle. We have the Byzantine Empire in France attacking two Spanish armies. They're holding a fortress, and the money is very high, 50k for attackers, 45k for defenders. And look at this French army, very nice. Now if we head over to the Byzantine Empire commanded by Cape Corn, he is the player who sent in this battle replay, so thank you very much. In the front row he has a trebuchet firing away, and behind the trebuchet he has a big blob of infantry. In the front lines he has Byzantine infantry, 4 of them, and in the middle he has Varangian guard, about 4 of them, and at the very end of the blob we have 3 Trebizond archers. Behind them, we have 3 Byzantine guard archers, so he's bringing 6 archers total. And at the very end, we have dismounted Latincon, about 5 units of them. Looking at his ally on the other side, we have King of Hell commanding the French. He's got his artillery in the front there. And behind the artillery, we have 3 units of dismounted noble knights. Pretty good number. And behind them, we have 5 units of dismounted chivalric knights. And we have 5 units of dismounted feudal knights, and in the very back we have 3 Scots guard. So pretty good archer force there. Very good at melee. Now if we head over to the opposing side of this siege battle, we have the first Spanish army commanded by Tobister. He has 3 chivalric knights here, and his general in the town center, so he's bringing a general's bodyguard. He has about 4 Pavese crossbowmen. It looks like they're already firing on this wall. Let's see, he's got 1 town militia and about 7 dismounted conquistadors, 7 or 8, something ridiculous like that, bringing a ton of conquistadors. He's got 3 Terrico pikemen ready to go to hold the choke points. Now looking at his ally, Aberring, commanding a very similar Spanish army, he has 4 dismounted chivalric knights in the town center, very nice. And we have 4 Pavese crossbowmen, so they have 8 crossbows total. And if we're looking over here, he has about 4 dismounted conquistadors, but he has less but heavier upgrades. And he has 2 mounted feudal knights, so he's bringing 2 units of cav. And last, he has 1 bombard artillery. So speaking of artillery, we are in the bombardment phase here. Trebuchet is going wild, trying to knock down this one wall here. And we have 2 Byzantine infantry hugging the wall here. Not exactly sure what his plan is, but he's losing a lot of troops for no reason. He could be trying to waste the ammo of the crossbows. Now if we look on the opposite side of the siege battle, we have the French destroying this wall with Pavese crossbows on it. And this is going to be pretty good for the French. They get to kill units and take down a wall. Ooh, yes. A pretty good hit there, and that is like 15 less Pavese crossbows you're gonna have to worry about. And if you look at the defense of the Spanish, they're not really defending their first layer wall. They might be just bluffing, and they're gonna retreat to the second layer, but we'll see here. After about 5 minutes of bombardment, the French finally take down this wall, and there is 0 resistance. We have a long trail of French just walking in without any kind of conflict. Looking at the Spanish over here, we have some troops grouping up at the second gate of the second layer. It's only a matter of time until they do a full-on retreat to the second layer. And check this out. After a couple more minutes of marching, we have the Byzantine Empire marching all the way over to his ally. So charging up those 2 Byzantine infantry were pretty much a waste because they were just slaughtered for nothing. And we have the Spanish marching into their keep. So like I said earlier, they're going to march their whole army into the second layer. And the French are free to roam around the streets. They are not contested whatsoever. And I hate to see that. I hate when armies are not contested. But look at this over here. We have some Terrico pikemen leaving the fortress and fighting some Byzantine infantry. This is really bizarre. I don't know what happened. Maybe it was a misclick. Maybe he told his pikemen to go attack and forgot about them. But right now the pikemen are doing okay. It's balanced right now. The forces are balanced. But we do have more Byzantine reinforcements coming. You see them way in the back there. They are marching their way over to support their Byzantine infantry. Here we go. We've got some dismounted Latincon coming in. Gonna put some more pressure onto these pikemen. The pikes are not even really down, so the pikemen will not last long here. And the sad thing is that they're outside of the fortress, so if they break, they will not be allowed back in. So this unit is just going to get slaughtered, and this was a pretty big mistake on the defender's part because pikemen are crucial at holding choke points. Here they go. They break. Just too much to handle. I mean, rightfully so. That's a lot of Byzantine soldiers. And look, the gate will not open. They are pretty much dead meat. They're dead where they stand. After a couple minutes of marching, we have the French inside the first layer, positioning themselves, getting their artillery ready, and firing down the walls. They destroyed one wall on this side, and they're about to destroy another one. So there it goes. It's about 70% destroyed. And there's the other wall there, the other gap in the wall. The Spanish are setting up defenses. They've got their bombard, but it's really not going to do anything. In the Byzantine Empire, they finally reached the other side. And most of his troops are tired and exhausted because he rushed his infantry over to the other side, which is no point to rush your infantry. When you are attacking, you are in control of time management. So there is no reason why you need to rush it. Oh, there goes some dead friendly fire, some dead troops there. But yeah, like I was saying, there's no need to rush your infantry because you are in control. And now it looks like the French are marching their army forward, and this is where the siege really starts to begin. We also have some Byzantine infantry marching forward, hugging the wall. And look at that unit. It was very tired. We've got winded, warmed up, very tired. A lot of his units are very tired, which is not a good sign for attacking army. And again, it could have been prevented if you just slowly marched your army over. I know it's annoying and it takes forever, but that's going to be huge later on in the siege. And here we go. A full charge by the French through this one gap. If I were the Spanish, I would take advantage of the situation and move my army forward and hold that one choke point, because you could activate towers and really get a lot of kills there. But it looks like he's going to hold back there. He might have some Chivalric Knights. Well, actually, I thought those Chivalric Knights were going to hold him there, but they're actually going to retreat to the rest of their men. And there goes the nobles. They're about to charge there, but of course their enemy runs away. Also, if you look off into the distance, we have the Byzantine Empire marching forward. They're going to be a little bit behind, but look at this. Spanish leaving his bombard unprotected. Not that it really matters because a bombard is pretty useless defending-wise. But yeah, he's going to kill that bombard before it can even fire one volley. And now the pikemen are getting into position. I think the defenders are making another big mistake here by not using sword infantry with their pikemen. It's a really great combo and it can hold the line for a very long time. Also, look at this. We've got some Varangian Guard charging into the pikes. So the Byzantine Empire, they have arrived. And we've got a full-on fight here. A giant brawl. But if we look over here, we have the French flanking around, which is a fantastic idea because the Spanish do not have that side protected. So a good flank here could be devastating. Oh my god, look at this long line of French troops. This is going to be quite the battle. A very long grind for the town center. And the Byzantine Empire doing work against these pikemen. They're probably going to have to send more troops to fight against the Byzantine. Look at those pikemen just going to work on those Byzantine forces. It's a nice sight to see. And here comes the flank charge by the French, sneaking around, and I don't think the Spanish see it coming. Let's see, they're trying to run away. The French do arrive, and they're going to start fighting the flank. But we do have some reinforcements coming from the Spanish. We have some conquistadors. And I don't think they're necessarily going to charge here. They're just going to form a line and defend that side. And look at the Byzantines here, really trying to push through that gap. they're almost pushing a little too hard. They've got a lot of units grouped up, which is not a good sign. You want to have only 1 or 2 units fighting at a time, because the units in the back, they'll be considered fighting even though they're not. So you're not really getting anything out of them, and it just makes them really tired. So that can be a big issue. We're starting to get archer fire in the background. Now, really, this is all you can do at this point, is have your men fight the front lines and then trying to set up your archers in a good position. And here comes more conquistadors to the Byzantine front. They're really trying to push them back, trying to get them out of their fortress, defending their homelands. And yeah, I mean, there's really nothing to say here. This is just, you just have to sit back and watch this. And here comes more and more Spanish reinforcements. Now remember, they have 12 units of conquistadors, so it's going to be a very tough force to break through. And it even looks like they're pushing back the Byzantine Empire. Yeah, they're just sending units to all fronts at this point, keeping the French out, keeping the Byzantine Empire out. Now, if we look over on the Spanish side, we see that he has most of his crossbows on ground level, which again, they would be way more efficient on the wall, because they're having to shoot in an arc, which is not very good for crossbows. And look at the Spanish reserves here. They have a lot of reserves. This is going to be very difficult for the attacking army. I really love attacking and defending this fortress because it always creates these massive fights for the town center every time, and they're super long. And this is just crazy to watch, this massive brawl for this town center. The Spanish have their pavis and town militia fighting in the front lines. I guess they're just trying to overwhelm them with numbers and trying to get them to break. But the attackers still have a lot of troops. This is going to be a very long engagement. Oh, and here comes more pavis crossbows to the front lines. I guess they ran out of ammo and they're going to use them in melee. Oh my god, look at this brawl. This is ridiculous. Ridiculous. Now, if we look on the Byzantine side, we have some Trebizond archers getting into position. Now, if they just use this wall right here, if they put their archers right here, they could get some really good volleys off on the defenders. But they're not using the walls, and they're not flanking around anymore. They really need to continue to flank around and get a really good flank charge. That could cause a huge rout where they're not taking advantage of all their attacking opportunities. Look at this. The Spanish, they continue to push the Byzantine Empire back, pushing them back through the wall, and they need to be careful here because this could backfire. At this point in the siege battle, they are really starting to run low on reinforcements, the attackers that is. And look at the Byzantine just getting pushed out. That is just crazy. But let's look at the Byzantine force here. They've got some Varangian Guard that are really tired. He's got some fresh Varangian Guard. I mean, he's got about 4 or 5 fresh units. So this fight will continue on for at least another 10-15 minutes. And the French are still pretty healthy as well. Alright, so here we go. The Spanish are making a mistake here, and the Byzantine Empire can really turn this around if they can use it against them. They are leaving the walls and fighting the Byzantine outside. So now it's almost like the Byzantines are the defenders, and they can form up a V shape and really get some kills, but so far it doesn't look like the Byzantine are taking advantage of that. And finally, someone takes advantage of the walls here and puts some archers up on the walls. But again, the angle of this position is not the best, but it's better than nothing. Again, I think they would do a lot better up on the other side of the wall, because they're still having to shoot up at the sky. But it is better than nothing. And this fight will continue to rage on. The Spanish are still pushing hard on this gap here. And they even have some town militia running down the hill going after archers. I don't think they're going to accomplish much, but it does disrupt the archers. Again, the Byzantine Empire, they can form a V shape around the Spanish right now, but they're not doing that. Their infantry are standing still. See that gap right there? They can take that with more infantry and overwhelm the Spanish. The Spanish are also pushing really hard down the center against the French, and that's a good opportunity for the French to send one unit to go around and flank behind the Spanish, and then you have them sandwiched, and you can cause them to rout and kill them all. But again, the French are not flanking around. They're just going to continue to push down the center. But finally, the French take the advantage of the flank. Almost too late, but they finally do it. And they have some Chivalric Knights headed over there. That should put some good pressure on the defenders, maybe even push them back to their town center. In the Byzantine Empire over here, they did not take advantage of the fact that the Spanish troops came outside of the castle walls. They're still holding back the Byzantine with one Chivalric Knight unit. And here comes that flanking charge from the French. Now this is going to be huge right here. This could be a game changer. And look at this, the Spanish are already breaking. That's all it takes is a simple flank. And remember, it's always easier to flank and rout your enemies than to kill them. And the Byzantine Empire finally breaks through this gap. And it took them forever, but they have another healthy unit of conquistadors waiting for them. It's going to be a very tough fight for the attackers at this point. And finally, the attackers get a little mini victory here, taking out the first layer of defense. They still have one conquistador unit to kill, but it should rout here quickly because it's outflanked. And look at the French over here. They are going to continue to push on the enemy. They're not going to take any breaks, going after this Pavese crossbow unit. The Spanish armies aren't really setting up any kind of defense right now. They have a lot of reserves. Look at all the troops they have left over. This is clearly not even close to over, but they're going to hold back and let the enemy kind of march through there. Let's see what happens here. They still have a lot of Chivalric Knights and Conquistadors. Here come the rest of the Byzantine Empire. It looks like they're just trying to finish off the rest of the Spanish in here. There's a healthy unit of conquistadors fighting them right now. But here we go. Here comes some, well, it's not much, but here comes some Pavese crossbows. They're going to try to stop them and hold them in position. Maybe they'll send more reinforcements. But right now they're just trying to make somewhat of a sandwich around the French. And the poor Pavese, they break instantly. They're tired. They've been firing bolts all day. The Spanish really need to send in more men to keep the French out. And here we go. We've got more professional units coming in. We've got some Chivalric Knights. And it looks like the Conquistadors are moving forward. The French and the Byzantine Empire, they need to be careful here because their flanks are exposed. They don't have any troops protecting their flanks. And look, the Spanish are free to just run all over the flank. They've got Pavese right now, which aren't really going to do anything. But if they send that cav around, they can cause a huge rout. Alright, here we go. We've got more Spanish coming in. More Chivalric Knights and Conquistadors. I think this is going to be the final push. This is it. This is for the match. Whoever wins this push will win this siege. And I think at this point it is in favor of the defenders. Now at this point it looks like most of the Byzantine infantry is alive. The French infantry is really depleted. You saw them earlier routing from the battlefield. In Spain, you saw that rout going for the archers. This could be huge. A flank around enemy lines can cause a lot of fear to your infantry. There they go, attacking those archers. Oh no, there goes the French general. That is not going to be good for the French. They're probably going to break from that. Losing your general is huge when you're attacking. That is a huge bonus to the defenders. And even the Byzantine general is in the front line, so who knows how long he will last in this engagement. The front lines of the Byzantine Empire, they are falling apart and they're just getting outflanked left and right. Look at the general fighting it out against those conquistadors, and he is having a tough match here. He's taking a lot of hits. This is not looking good. Oh, look at that cav though in the background. That's going to be huge. Really quick unit. He's going to sneak around and attack those archers. Look at this. Really good flank charge there. It is safe to say that the defenders will win this battle. Oh, look at this. The general is going to break. He is breaking. All his men are breaking. And I think you can put a fork in this one. This one is over. So all the Spanish have to do now is run down their opponents, and this one is over. The attackers put up a great fight. I think the melee slash archer fight was around 15 to 20 minutes long. It's technically still going on, but it's safe to say that this one is over. And this really was a siege battle of mistakes, and the defenders made the least amount of mistakes, and that's why they are going to take the crown, take the victory for today. But nonetheless, a great game from all players. One of my favorite things about Total War, whether I'm winning or losing, is watching the infantry fight to the death, even if they're about to die. Like, even though their side is about to lose, they fight to the death. I love that. That's why I never admit defeat, because even though I'm losing and it's clearly over, I just want to see my men fight to the death. So pretty soon the French are going to admit defeat, and we have a glorious cav charge. Yeah, here it is going on. They're spamming, they're going nuts, look at them, they're like glitching all over the place. They're gonna go ahead and finish up the Byzantine Empire, and soon the Byzantine Empire will admit defeat. So this one is all wrapped up, and I hope you enjoyed this one. Here, I'm gonna fast forward a little bit till they surrendered. Any day now. Here we go. So here's the end results, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I really hope you enjoyed this one. I'll see you next time.